Hi friend, Erin Chase here from $5 Dinners, and welcome to another episode of the Dinner Made Easy show from the cabin. If you don't know this about me and my family escapes the summer heat of Texas and we come up to Minnesota where it's nice and cool and we have fun at the lake and we can be comfortably pleasant without air conditioning, and it's super wild. And I don't know why that comment is there, but I'm going to change it. Here's the recipe. I'm going to put it in the comments of what we are making tonight. And I want to preface this all with, this is not my kitchen. So I'm going to be using and working with the best I can. I have it set up as best as I can here. But tonight we are making chicken ranch skillet. It's how to make a white sauce. If you've never made a creamy white sauce, we are going to do that. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. And then I'm going to put the chicken and the vegetables in, and then I'm going to let it simmer. We'll stop it there. We won't hang out while it simmers, but I'll kind of give you the breakdown of that. I have the recipe here on the main part of the video, and I also have it in the comments. I'm sorry about this other pinned comment. That is old news, although if you want to learn more about how to cook, do that. Okay, see, windows open. This is a big day. 2 reasons before we get started cooking. Happy Friday, by the way. 2 reasons this is a big day. The first, Carmen, it's so good, girl. You got to try it. It's my friend Carmen. The first is my cousin is having a gender reveal tonight, which is another reason I get to put a dress on here at the lake. Normally I'm in like a bathing suit or cover up. Second is my 3rd son just learned how to water ski, which makes me super happy. I grew up water skiing. My oldest son water skis. My 2nd son has decided to water ski competitively. And now we have a 3rd skier in Austin. I'm sure we'll get a hold of it here soon. So anyways, it's been a fun big Friday so far. And now, sorry about that, we are going to do this so that you can see the skillet. All right, I'm going to turn on the heat. I shoot these Dinner Made Easy shows live so you can see what happens. You never know, we might have a mishap. I don't know if you can see it back here. Let me move it up. This is rice. I baked the rice because I have a limited number of cookware here. So I decided to bake the rice. I do have information on that on the $5 Dinners website. You can check that out. And I'm hoping that this skillet is big enough. It should be, because it's a big 12-inch with a nice lip. So with a homemade creamy ranch sauce, what we're going to do is we're going to melt the butter. We're going to stir in the flour to make a little bit of a paste. Then we're going to stir in the milk, and we're going to let that bubble. That'll take a couple of minutes. And then from there, we're going to add the seasonings, which is a ranch packet. You can't see it, but it's right here. A little bit of salt and pepper, a little bit of garlic. And then once we incorporate all of that, we will stir in the chicken and the vegetables. I have already cut up the chicken. I'm telling you all this while this skillet's getting hot. I've already cut up the chicken into what will be bite-sized pieces, okay? And then I just have like a veggie blend. It's frozen vegetables. I want the liquid. There's liquid from here, and there is liquid from the chicken, and I want all of that. And I think this is going to be a very full skillet here in just a second. Okay, look for the second comment on the video with the actual recipe. You can screenshot it, save it for later. This is a super fantastic weeknight option. It's delicious. The kids love it. You've got protein, you've got vegetables. You can serve it over rice. You can serve it over pasta. Super affordable. We are all about cheap, affordable, and healthful dinners around here. If you're new to $5 Dinners, that is what we've been doing for almost 14 years. In a month, it will be 14 years, which is wild and crazy. We've been doing this that long. We literally have thousands of budget-friendly recipes on the website. All kinds of how-tos, saving money, articles, meal planning, skipping paper towels, all these things, right? We have all of that there on the website. So if you've never been over to the website, I encourage you to go check it out. The blog is a wealth of information as well. Okay, so this butter is melting. I'm going to encourage it along here. This is 4 tablespoons of butter. And then I am going to whisk in 4 tablespoons of flour. Now, when I'm doing a roux like this, I usually do equal parts butter and flour. So 4 tablespoons butter, 4 tablespoons flour, and then anywhere between 2 and 3 cups of a liquid. It could be water, which I don't recommend. It could be a chicken stock or a vegetable stock or a beef stock, or in this case, milk, which is what you see sitting right here. So that is what we are going to, I'm going to turn this heat up a little bit. We're going to do medium-high heat. Now, here's where we got to work quickly, okay? two things that you don't want to happen. You don't want this flour to burn, okay? Which means you need to make the paste and then swirl in the milk fairly quickly. While you're pouring in the milk, you need to be whisking. If you need a second hand, ask for help, okay? So you don't end up with a mess. Okay, so we're gonna make the paste. I'm just gonna whisk, kind of constantly whisk, and it will be thick. It's a paste. And this flour is gonna act as the thickener for the milk. You can already see the paste bubbling. You can see why we have to work fast. I do not want that to brown, okay? Whoopity-doo. All right. This is 3 cups of milk. So again, 4 tablespoons of, I can't spin it so you can see, sorry. 4 tablespoons of butter with 4 tablespoons of flour, and then we're whisking while we pour, and we do that so we don't end up with clumps of flour. That is not what we want. Oops, I thought I got all of that. Okay, we do not want clumps here. Actually, just do this until you don't see any clumps left. And by whisking and stirring at the same time, that does not happen. Now, I'm gonna turn the heat up just a smidge. Sorry about the elbow there. And I want that to come to bubbling, and as it starts to bubble, it will thicken. This is going to be the base of our sauce, okay? And from here is where we're going to add, from here, if you know how to do just this right here, the butter, the flour, and the milk or stock, depending on what flavors or creaminess level you're going for, you can do a lot of different flavoring here. I have a really fantastic Cajun chicken fettuccine that starts like this. This is also the start of what would be a cream of mushroom soup. You can see that I have mushrooms here. I forgot to mention these earlier. I've already washed and scrubbed them. I'm just going to slice them up and cut them into small little pieces, okay? This is Baby Bella. You could use white as well. You could also skip the mushrooms if you don't like mushrooms, or if you're trying to save money, this would be the only ingredient that I would skip. But this is also essentially a cream of mushroom soup, homemade style, okay? It's starting to bubble. I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear that? I'm gonna get a little closer. Okay. We can go ahead. I'm gonna actually just finish up these. Guy is looking strange on that side. I'm gonna not use that one side. So I'm just running my knife through these mushrooms. Smallish pieces. There it goes. So now I'm gonna turn the heat down. You see that bubbling right here? My skillet's not very well centered. There we go. Let's move those bubbles to the middle. So now it's starting to bubble all around, and it will thicken as that happens. And once it's thickened like this, now is when you can add all these other goodies. You can add the mushrooms, you can add the spices. Okay, so let's just go here. So again, this is basically cream of mushroom. Hit me up with some hearts if you think that looks fantastic. I wish I could send the smell through, because yes, it is simple, but it smells fantastic. All right, let me just get these other mushrooms in, and then we will add the ranch, a little salt and pepper, a little garlic powder. You can obviously add salt and pepper at the end if you want to save that step for later, but really there's not much salt coming in here. There's chicken and vegetables that we're going to be adding, and that's pretty much it. So I am going to add a little bit of salt with the garlic now. This is just 4 ounces, about a half a cup, well, it's probably more like a cup, of mushrooms. Baby Bella, white will work as well. Just running my knife through this nice cute little pile. These will cook down, and it'll just give that extra pop of flavor to your sauce. And again, this is basically a homemade cream of soup. So this is mushroom, you could do celery, you could do onion, you could do chicken, right? This is essentially that homemade style. Okay, ranch, I'm using a packet. I have homemade mix at home. I have a homemade version on the website, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use the packet because, again, this is not my normal kitchen. Okay. Let's give this a little whisk. Oh, it looks gorgeous, doesn't it? This is going to be a tight squeeze with all this chicken and vegetables. Oh, now it smells amazing with that ranch in there. The ranch has a little bit of garlic. You can actually smell it, but I'm going to go ahead and add more because garlic. That's probably about half a teaspoon. A little salt and pepper. You can obviously add salt and pepper a little more at the end after you've tasted it and after it's all cooked together. All right, let me see if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. The recipe with photos as well. I know you're watching the video here with me, but the recipe with photos is on the $5 Dinners website. The link is here on the video as well as in the comments, and accidentally auto posted and pinned this comment about WizKid, which is all about kids cooking lessons. So, all right, I have the heat where I want it, medium. I'm gonna slide that chicken right in. I already cut it up, okay? I wanted it to be in bite-sized pieces for two reasons. It's just easier to deal with, to cut it before it cooks. And second, because I wanted it in bite-sized pieces. And oh, no, that's not why. That's the same as the first reason. Listen to me. It'll cook faster this way, okay? And also, this is a thick sauce. I hope you can see that. I hope that's translating through with the video here. I'm gonna get all that in there. And this needs to simmer on medium high heat for about 10 minutes. The cooking time, until the chicken's cooked through, really. The cooking time is going to vary based on how thick the chicken is, all right? So there's a little bit of variation in cook time there. You just need to cook it until the fattest piece is all the way cooked through. Some of these pieces are very large. I'm just adding vegetables. These will also add a little bit of liquid to the sauce as well. You could probably see a lot is steaming off. I'm trying to pick out the larger pieces that I don't want to. Broccoli, peppers, carrots. This is going to be so delicious. Well, it's just going to all go in there. Okay. Snap peas. Yum. All right, doesn't this look fantastic? And again, these will also contribute to the liquid level, these vegetables, and they will also cook while the chicken cooks. So we're gonna let this simmer for about 10 minutes. And you know what? Because it's as thick as it is, I might put a lid on it. You could also swirl in a little bit more. I'm just adding these last guys that were kind of bigger. You could swirl in a little bit more milk or even chicken stock to thin that out. I don't think it needs it. I think it's actually going to be fine. You could also cover it and let it cook that 10 minutes. Doesn't that look fantastic? It smells amazing. Everybody's going to come running. Okay, so I grew up coming up to the cabin with my mom. My grandmother, my mom is from up here, and my grandmother had a cabin here. And so she had a bell that when dinner was ready, she would ring the bell. She loved to cook. She cooked for us grandkids, myself and my 7 cousins and our parents and everybody. She cooked for all of us, and she loved to cook. We joke that cooking skipped a generation. It went from her to me. But she would ring the bell when dinner was ready. So maybe I will ring a bell today. And I don't even know that this skillet has a lid here at this house. I'm looking for one. Sorry, I don't think it does. I wonder if this one would fit. I think this is too small. Yeah, that's too small. Anyways, you could cover it for 10 minutes if you're worried about the sauce being too thick, but really there's not so much steaming off, and those vegetables and chicken are going to release liquid into the sauce to help it. From here, you could stir it through 2 or 3 times over the 10 minutes, and then once it is finished, I pre-cooked this rice. I baked that. I'll put links to, I think there's 3 things I've mentioned here. I'll put links to the homemade ranch mix. I will put links to how to bake rice in the oven. And this link is already on the video, but I'll put it on here again so that it shows up towards the end of the video as well. So I would encourage you, if you need to spend a little less money on groceries right now, which is basically all of us, we have everything you need. See, yeah, that's thinning out. Actually, that's thinning out quite a bit. That sauce is a lot thinner. See that? I knew that would happen. See, I think we're going to be okay without the cover. So we all need help with grocery costs right now. I know everything is up really high. You know, you hear the overall numbers, but what I care about is what is actually happening in your grocery budget, how much difference is actually happening versus what like the national average is, because I know it can vary by region. But regardless of what it is, I can help you. We have so many budget-friendly recipes on the website. You can go to the blog, you can go to our recipe index, $5dinners.com/blog or $5dinners.com/recipes. I guarantee you'll find a budget-friendly option. Making things from scratch, like we did this homemade sauce right here, is another great way to save money. Also, getting the chicken when it's on sale, and of course, serving with inexpensive side dishes. This is white rice. Of course, you could do brown rice if you're looking for whole grain. A really affordable whole grain option would be a brown rice. You could serve it with pasta. If you happen to have pasta in the pantry, you could also serve it with like a quinoa. I think this would be really great flavor balance with something like a quinoa. So that is what I have for you today on this week's episode of the Dinner Made Easy Show. My schedule is a little different than normal from being up here, but I'm still going to bring you some goodies next week. If you haven't heard yet, next week is Prime Day for Amazon Prime members. I'm going to be sharing all the deals with you then. I'll be live on Tuesday for the Erin Chase Show. It's going to be a little bit more of a deals type of a show. And then I'll be back the week after that with the Dinner Made Easy Show, and then I'll be home. So that's a little bit of what we have coming up. So thank you for joining me on today's episode, and I hope you get this made soon. And I hope that you can find some budget-friendly options over on the $5 Dinners website. My friends, it's bye for now, and we'll see you next week.